Jingle bell, jingle bell rock. Jingle bells swing and jingle bells ring.
Hey guys, it's Heart and welcome back. So this is day 2 of $25 days, and day 1 was an episode of AGNDM, so it's a little underwhelming, but it's okay. So today I'm going to be giving you some photography techniques that you need to try, and pretty much anyone can do these. And I am going to be using Photoshop in some of the tutorial things, but you can use Pixlr, which is an online thing which I've showed in my videos before, and it's ultimately the same thing. It just has a few less features, but you can do everything that I do in Photoshop on there. So yeah, let's get into it. So my first tip is to use a vignette when you are taking a picture that is like centered and there's supposed to be one focus. So a vignette is basically like, it goes around the corners and it's supposed to like put the focus on one thing. So I'll put a clip in of me doing it in Photoshop of a picture before and after doing vignetting, and you can do this in VSCO. I think if you have VSCO, it's a free app, so it's really accessible to anyone, and I think it really adds a lot to a picture if you're trying to make it focused on somebody. However, I would just say be careful when using this because it doesn't look perfect in every single scenario, so just like play around with it and see how you like it in different pictures. My next tip is if you don't have like a ring light or basically anything that's like gives off really bright white light, you can use your laptop and put a picture of a blank white picture and turn the brightness all the way up. So it works really well, honestly, like if you're in a time crunch or if you only have your laptop with you and you want to take pictures, this works pretty well. Yeah, so if you don't have a ring light, boom, there you go. My next tip is for a super cheap backdrop that is really, really big and you can reuse a lot is buy bulletin board paper. I bought that huge roll of paper for I think $10 and I had a coupon, so it ended up being like $5, and I got it at Hobby Lobby, and it's super pretty and it looks so like professional. You can use it with people too. I'll put some pictures in of when I use it with my friends, but it's really helpful and you can use it as a video backdrop too. I could have today, but I got new lights and they just kind of look like a whole, I don't even know what's going on over there. But also, if you don't want to get like a whole roll, you can get poster board if you want a smaller background, and that works too. My next tip is the rule of thirds, and I know I say it a lot, like if you watch AGNDM, I say it a lot, because I think it's really important and I think it adds a lot to a picture. It just makes a picture more interesting. So basically, if you don't know what the rule of thirds is, it's like if you were to divide a picture into like a 3x3 and you want the subject to be where the lines cross. And I think it just adds a lot to a picture and it just makes it more interesting, and I think it will, you know, like make your photography stand out more, because a lot of times pictures that are just centered, like it's a little boring and repetitive. So try it out. If you don't like it, you don't have to use it, but I think it helps. This next tip I also say in AGNDM a lot, and it's color harmonization. So if you, I'm not saying that your picture has to have all the same colors, because it's good to have a little variation, but if you want your picture to look really put together, just put little accessories in it. They don't have to necessarily stand out, but if you have little accessories that match the main colors of your picture, it will just look so put together and it will just make your picture flow. Like there's this thing called, like it's like your eye movement path, and if you have color harmonization, it's easy to like look at the whole picture. And I learned it in art, but I don't know if everyone knows what like the eye movement thing is. Basically, it just allows you to like have a fluid movement through the picture, and so you can acknowledge everything about the picture instead of just like the focus of the picture. You know what I mean? So you'll notice some of these hacks are contradictory to each other. Like the vignette is if you want to focus on something, color harmonization is more if you want to focus on the big picture, and yeah. So anyways, it's a whole style thing. Like you can switch up what you do, and I think that's really the really cool thing about photography. And my last hack is to change up the like temperature in your pictures. So you can see how much of a difference cool and warm temperature makes. So like right now for the video, it will be a warm temperature, and now it's a cool temperature, and you can just see how much of a difference it is. And it's the same thing for pictures. If you're going for a cool like electric, like technology, modern vibe, a cool color scheme is your friend. If you're going for a more naturey, outdoorsy, fall, summer or whatever season it is, go for a warm color scheme. And you can adjust these in Pixlr, Photoshop, pretty much any editing software. You can do it in VSCO too if you have VSCO. I think even Instagram has it, so like you really can play around, and I think it's so cool. So those are all my photography techniques slash hacks that I have for you guys today. I hope you enjoyed this and found it helpful. Even if you're not a photographer, maybe it was fun for you to watch. I don't know if you watched it if you're not, but I honestly do a lot of things. Like I'll watch a DIY video and never plan on doing the DIY, so if that's kind of what this was, I hope you liked it anyway.